Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Lionel here, and today I have sort of a mini fragrance review slash product introduction slash uh, first impressions type of video. I know I haven't been around in a while. I've been really busy just with school, work, football, things of that nature. So I really, I'll get back into the reviewing process here after I finish a paper, which I should be typing now. But I really wanted to get this little mini review out. Um, so here we go. As you have known, there's been a lot of what people call hype about this specific fragrance house, and the fragrance house is called Scent Story. They have been known to produce, I think there's four fragrances now, which I'm going to review. The very last one that was released, I received it maybe Friday or Saturday. So I've worn it. I wore it 3 days in a row. I think I wore it Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What's today? Monday. No, so I received it Friday. So I wore it Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are the days that I wore it. So I think I have a really good feel for it. So just be a little patient with me. I haven't been in front of the camera in a little while. So with that said, Scent Story has created four fragrances. And if you go online, the website is www.scent dash or hyphen story.com. So um, it's not really difficult to find. You do have to contact them personally to get their fragrances, and some can be found on eBay for a very reasonable price. So the first product we released was just 24 the fragrance, um, and it is sort of a an Oriental fragrance. Um, some people say Montel Spice and Woods. Some people said it has sort of a 90s feel to it. So anyway, that's the first one. The second one was Gold, which has probably received the most love and the most appreciation overall. The previous one to this one was called Platinum, and finally we have this one, which is 24 Dark. So the bottle is black. The writing is red. This is the 50 ml. I should have got the 100 ml, but I have so many fragrances. It was just I don't know. I should have just bought the 100 ml. I mean, if you like it after what I talk about it, I would just suggest you buy the 100 ml. And here's why. Unlike 24 Gold and Platinum, this is a little bit different. So let's get into it. So this was released, I think, maybe around August, but released. They just started to sell it to the states here within the last couple of weeks. So 24 Go Dark. Let me talk about the notes real quick. Here are the notes straight from the website. In the top, you have apple, lemon, grapefruit, bergamot, orange. In the heart, you have sage, patchouli, pepper, vetiver, cedarwood, and lavender. And in the base, you have vanilla, musk, and leather. Um, so, I mean, looking at those notes, uh, and looking at the bottle, you would think that this is a very dark, very vicious fragrance, especially if you compare it to platinum and gold. But here's the truth. I'm just going to open up and tell you this fragrance is quite different than platinum and it's quite different than gold. This would be the least tenacious of those three, and maybe neck and neck with the original 24. But there are some slight differences, even in that note. So let's get into it. When you first spray this, you're going to get a sort of almost spicy, fruity accord. Think Sushi Imperial. Think Fields of Rubus from Kerosene. Think something along those lines. Don't think candy. This is nothing like platinum. And I guess the fruity accord is sort of like 24, the fragrance gold. However, I think it's really kind of the grapefruit apple combination that is giving it a sharpness. So it sort of has a sharp, spicy opening, but it's fruity in the same way. So there's a tad bit of sweetness from the fruit, um, or think fruity from the aspect of Aventus when it opens up, the pineapple note or the apple note that everybody boasts about. Think of it in that vein. I don't think of it in 24 Platinum. Don't think of it in the fruity candied accord. It's just not there. It lacks that uh, candied vibe that you get from like Platinum, and it's not even as sweet and dense and or as creamy as 24 Gold. Yet there is still this fruitiness. Oud One, Ventus, something like that. I mean, this is the best. The opening of Fields of Rubus is what I really get from it. So as it opens up, so you get this fruity accord, and that's gonna stay really through the duration of the fragrance. I'll just tell you that now. It sort of scales back, it sort of blends, but it's sort of still there. Um, as it as you see it drying on your hand, you start to get this spicy accord, which is in the heart, and that's when I really pull out of this is the patchouli and maybe the vetiver. I don't get much lavender. I don't really know about the sage. My nose is really picking up patchouli, pepper, vetiver. That's the accord that I'm getting, and it's blended very well with this fruity accord in the top. So um, it sort of fruity, spicy, little earthy, little peppery. Um, if you smell the Woodhaven, it almost has. I think of that and I think of that opening almost in that. But it's not pepper bang pepper. It's not. It's just this slight spicy accord, and you just almost feel it. It's almost a texture more than it's really a dominant note. I'm really getting patchouli and I'm really getting some of this fruity accord. Um, as the fragrance dries down, the vanilla, musk, and lavender kicks in. And this vanilla isn't a note that you can pull out. The vanilla is just giving it a little density, it's giving it a little more sweetness. And then this leather comes along, and this leather sort of gives it that Tuscan leather feel. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like Tuscan leather. It's just when I think of the leather in this, I think of the leather in Midnight in Paris. So I can only really compare this to other fragrances in that note. So if you've ever smelled the leather in Midnight in Paris, that's the leather you get here: suede leather, ombre rouge, something of that nature. Um, it's a better leather note than what you get in pure leather, but it's not tenacious or very animalistic or anything as you get in Tuscan leather or Golden Boy or something like that. Right around Midnight in Paris. So, um, and then you have this musk just sort of floating around, and this vanilla sort of giving it this sweet vibe. So, let me get into the performance of this thing, and here's where it gets interesting. You see the bottle, 24 Go Dark. You hear the notes, and you're thinking you're going to compare this to 24 Gold, or you're going to compare this to 24 Platinum, and you're not. This is less tenacious than those two fragrances. I'm being honest and I'm being upfront. It just is. It doesn't have that kick. It doesn't have that bite. And if that's what you're looking for, you want to avoid this fragrance. If you like the notes, the best thing I can compare it to is Midnight in Paris as it relates to even projection and sillage um, and longevity. I get about 8 hours, but it is relatively close. It's relatively close to the skin after about the 4 to 6 hour mark. Um, about the I don't know 5 6 hour mark. Not close as in I got to dig my nose. You can still feel it and it still radiates from my neck, but you have a very small bubble. 24 platinum at 6 8 hours. 24 gold at 6 8 hours is still reaching out and getting people. This one is relatively close. It sort of has a romantic sillage at about the 4 hour mark. The first 4 hours, it jumps off the skin a little bit. It travels probably around a 2 foot, 2.5, 3 foot bubble. But after that, it pulls in at about the 4 to 6 hour mark, and it gets very similar to something like Midnight in Paris. If somebody's dancing with you, if you're on a date and at a movie, um, um, you know, those are the people who would smell it. But you wouldn't wear this one to the club per se. I mean, not in a nightclub where you're going to be around and sweating and dancing. This it ain't gonna work for you. So um, let me tell you the usage of this. This is beautiful for the office. It is just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance for the office. It is a beautiful fragrance for a date, a dinner, Thanksgiving. Um, 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 a movie, something of that nature, somewhere where it's close proximity and you don't really want to bother anybody in the front of you, to the back of you, to the left or the right of you. You just want to have this intimate moment with your date, right? So it's one of those fragrances. Really good. As you know, when people say close combat, I think it would be perfect for that type of scent because it's not going to crowd out. It's not going to, just attack the next person's nose. It's just going to give them this nice subtlety. So let me tell you how the notes blend. The notes blend. This is the most seamless of all of their fragrances. I promise you, it's the smoothest. It's the most seamless. You have to fight for the notes. I mean, if you sprayed this on, all you can say is a little fruity, a little spicy. Yeah, and I'm getting something leather or some suede or something. That's what you're gonna say. The best nose will I don't think will have a problem trying to just if they just blind bought this and try to figure it out, they would have a problem trying to isolate the notes or the stages of the development of the fragrance because it just blends so seamlessly. It is about as smooth as a fragrance can get as it relates to um, um, note transition and hearts and things like that. It just kind of just meshes together perfectly. I mean, it almost plays as if it's a you know those $350 symphony tickets, right? That's sort of how it plays out on my skin. Who would not like this? Anybody anybody who um, anybody who wants something like 24 gold or platinum, avoid this. You're not going to get it. If that's what you look, if you're looking for Tuscan leather, if you're looking for golden boy, avoid this. If you're looking for something like Midnight in Paris, you may want to get this if you like the notes and the way I tried to describe it as best as I can. It's just fruity, spicy. It's fruity, a little peppery, a little sweet, tad sweetness. Nothing like 24 platinum. About as sweet as Midnight in Paris. Little leathery, suede type fragrance. I mean, the bottle is perfect. This bottle has this almost like a suede feel to it. If you feel the bottle, and it is a perfect depiction of the fragrance. They did a really really good job depicting this fragrance. The name Go Dark. You may struggle with that one, but it is a dark fragrance. It's not a summer fragrance. It's not a spring fragrance. It is a fall, winter, close combat fragrance, romantic fragrance. So, what do I think about it? What would I give it? I would give this fragrance. I mean, I was talking to a couple of guys. Someone said 7, someone said 8. I'm going to be generous, and I would actually say this is a 9, isolated from anything else. If you smelled this one on your own, you would say, "Man, this is really nice. This is really." It has a very nice niche appeal to it. I think women are going to love this one. I think those women who love smooth fragrances and don't like their fragrances to make a bunch of noise for them will love this fragrance. I'm talking about pencil skirt, white shirt, heels, gorgeous. Uh, Guys who just need that one fragrance that's dark but and look and dark and enticing and sexy and appealing, but not so vocal, not so loud, not so go get 'em, not so college boyish, will actually want to pursue this fragrance. Um, my score, I'm gonna be honest, and I would tell you it's a 9 for me. I really really like it. I like it a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, the only and that's isolated. If I put it my expectation, I give it about a 7.5 because I was really thinking platinum, gold. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about something beastly and sweet, and I thought it was gonna go get him. That's what I thought, but it really doesn't perform that way. So I had to reconsider. I had to step back out of my expectation and really measure the fragrance on its own. On its own, it is an 8.59 fragrance, and that's my honest opinion. Avoid it if you're looking for platinum or gold. Um, Avoid it if you're looking for Tuscan leather, golden boy. If you like Midnight in Paris and the smoothness and the classiness of that one, this would be a very, very good addition to your fragrance collection, I believe. Again, longevity is about 6 to 8 hours, or at least 8 hours, but it's really close to the skin. It's really romantic, really close at about the 6 hour, 5 6 hour mark. Stays around you. Man, I think even while I was sweating and I went home, it was still on my skin. So it has really good longevity. I just nobody's gonna smell you that you're probably walking past. It's going to take someone close. You're dancing with them. You're romantic with them to really get a feel for this. So 24 platinum. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Um, 24 go dark. Sorry, not 24 platinum. Let me know what you think. Is it safe to blind buy? If you like what I described, yes. If not, try to get on a split if somebody gets 100 mil. So greatly appreciate it, guys. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I really appreciate you guys watching. God bless.